Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we move into another online mode, our fourth one here, and it looks like we've got Canada! Yay! And we're going to quickly jump on a Ferrari. Yes, we've got one. No, we haven't. Alright, let's go on Mercedes. We got a Mercedes? We got a Mercedes. Okay, second best option apparently. So we're in Canada, my favourite circuit. Love it here in Canada. We've got modern F1 cars. And given that I've chosen a Mercedes, they'll probably give me a fucking sour at last minute. I don't actually know. We have another Aussie in the race. We've got Killer Taxi T888. I'm supposedly better than they have. They've never won a race, but never take that for granted. And our last winner, Julian M. Jose, who did very well there. So do we have any female avatars in this one? It doesn't necessarily mean they're a female driver. Oh, that's DG Blocko 13. Very chiseled man there. Is that an appropriate term? I don't actually know. Anyway, people are still wanting to vote Leon M10. Poor Leon MC10. One of the Ferrari drivers. And do I have a teammate? I do. Stochui1, the Argentinian driver here. This is our fourth online race in between seasons 3 and 4 in our career mode. Obviously, if you're looking at this just on our channel, you'll probably see a whole bunch of online races back to back. But know that we do 10 in between each career mode season. And we're about to get into Season 4 on our career mode. Struggling a little bit at the moment. So here we are on our online mode. And as always, you can add me if you wish to have an easy victory online on PlayStation. My username is NYC55David. So NYC is in New York City. Number 55. That's 55. And David, D-A-V-I-D. Yes, I know my name is Ben. And if you want to know why it is NYC55David, I'm sure you do. It's based off the television show Third Watch, which is the greatest TV show of all time. And obviously we're covering that on the Oz Network podcast. Download now via iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. Now, do we have a manual start? We do. And let's get ready to rumble in Canada. It is. Go. Oh, no, I've jumped the start. I've got a drive-through penalty. That is a bad move there. I got a little bit over-eager on the clutch, and I don't think I was the only one there, but I will have a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. My race will be over before it even begins, which is an absolute shame here in Canada. Whoa, and somebody there is deciding to get a little bit intimate with my bottom, but I've decided to just keep on racing and not care. I'm going to make it to the pits and see what I can do. Somebody's going to try and dive up the inside. Good luck on that move there, my friend, because you're not going to make that stick. Now, do I have to signal that I'm going into the pits? I'm not too sure. My teammate is on the left of me there. They're getting very close. I'm going to stick just to the inside here, and I'm going to have to force him to go around. Whoa! As Stochui1 is a cunt. Excuse my language. Yeah, that is just not on, my friend. That is not on. And we can see what type of racer my teammate is, clearly. And apologies for dropping the C-bomb there. I think I got a little bit over-eager. We're going to pit this lap. And again, I don't know if I have to signal that I'm going to pit, but we're just going to go straight ahead. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Now we're going to brake here because, whoa, yep, we're going to come straight into the pits and serve this drive-through immediately. Very disappointing to have to do this. And Leon MC10, who is our dickhead of a teammate, has retired, it looks as though. As I serve my drive-through, but this race is over before it begins. It's starting to rain here too. You can see the spinning on the circuit. There is my penalty served. We are done with the penalty, and that was all down to me having a stupid decision to jump. It was minor. I was going for the Valtteri Bottas approach, you know, and I just misread the lights, and therefore I am out of contention for this race. There's Leon. That's not actually, no, that isn't our teammate, is it? Oh, I can't remember. Our teammate was a Mercedes. So that was a Ferrari in the wall there. So that is definitely not who we have an issue with. And again, I apologise for using the C word so freely. It's a word that I use sometimes on my shows, but I don't like to use it too often because generally I don't care what I say, but I know the C word can be offensive to some people, as can the word fuck. But honestly, it's 2017, folks. If you're offended by the word fuck and you're watching an online gaming channel, probably shouldn't really be watching an online gaming channel. Alright, so we're not going to do anything silly by doing our little sneaky cut because we're going to get more penalties. And we're not that far back from next car ahead of us. 10 seconds to be precise, but unless one of them has a big cock up ahead of us, we're not going to catch them. Obviously, even though we're in a Mercedes, they generally will always have equal race mode on, so it's not like I'm going to be like 3 seconds a lap faster than a Sauber or something like that. So, anyway. Disappointing, but it's my own cross to bear. We've pulled a second off Dizzy Davison, so that's something. But obviously it's only a 5-lap race, so we're going to run out of laps before we get to the back of our former teammate and the most statistically successful racer in this game. As in this game mode right now, not the entire game of F1 2017. I couldn't tell you who that is. I'm sure it's one of these professionals who will go on to win the E-Games, of course. It's about to happen for Codemasters. As, yeah, we've got no chance of doing anything better here, but it will be 8 still. There's a yellow flag, though, into turn 1. There's 2 cars off there, you can see, so this is going to be interesting. Oh, we've got one right here now. I'm going to drive around. You're not going to trust that you ghosted, because we saw what happened in that Azerbaijan race recently where I was in the Renault R26, and I assumed that they were ghosted, and I drove straight in the back and ended up going for a bit of a soaring in the air. So anyway, we've got a car off. We've managed to overtake one of them, and it just does seem to be the nature of F1 2017 online. Oh, there's another one in the wall there. Sometimes it does pay to pit even in a 5-lap race, because you never know what's going to happen. Well, I mean, I had no choice this time to pit. It wasn't a cosmetic decision. It was a decision for a penalty, and cars are taking each other off. Now, my teammate, the dickhead, is obviously the other yellow dot on the map, so they're still in it. And they're the one that we want to get a bit of sweet revenge on, because they took me off in this corner right here. Shoved me towards the wall. But we've had a couple of cars getting a bit suicidal with each other, and that's allowed me to catch up onto these cars miraculously, despite the fact that I had a 10-second penalty, sorry, a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. So what would have happened if I didn't jump the start? Well, I would have been a lot better in this race. We are approaching these cars fast, and they are going into the pits. They're going into the pits. They're going into the pits. Obviously, they had some damage, and I'm too busy watching the car in front there to take that corner correctly. Luckily, I didn't get a penalty, so it's Stotchwe 1. Stotchwe 1 is our teammate. Remember that name for the next race, because we need to get a bit of revenge on them after what they did to us in this race. And yes, I'm that type of person. I'm spiteful. I don't forget a name. Well, actually, generally do forget a name, but I don't forget what they do to me, and if I get an opportunity, I like to get a bit of revenge on a player. So that's generally how I roll in online mode, and it's probably extremely childish, but I don't give a shit. I'm not very good. I'm childish. So there we go. Stotchwe 1. Remember the name. Stotchwe 1. That's who we've got to get. We've found ourselves into 5th here. We're not going to catch Stotchwe 1 this race, but hopefully they'll stick around for the next one, and we can get a little bit of revenge on them. Not sure what that will be, but we'll definitely work that out. It's where I end up turning into hypocritical mode and complain about people taking me out, and then you'll probably tune into a video and be like, Ben, but you take people out only when they do something to me, or only when I'm just being a dick. Julian M. Jose wins again. Back-to-back races for them. Congratulations, Julian M. Jose. As we come through here, and satisfied with 5th, considering we had that drive-through penalty. So I'll happily take that. And obviously we got a bit lucky with a couple of people taking each other out, and a last-minute pit stop to whoever was in front of us. But we'll cross the line, and we will take 5th position. Well done. Thank you. So that is a race number 4 online between seasons 3 and 4. We'll have another one for you next. Hopefully we can catch up with our rival there and take him out. In the meantime, like, subscribe, comment, and remember to add me, MIC55 David, MIC55 David. Thank you for tuning in to Casual Gamer Oz. We'll speak to you next time. Good night.